decided to switch up my YouTube content some. Like, I just was like I was feeling like my YouTube content was becoming something that wasn't fun to create. Like, I love the topics that I talk about. I love helping people who have gone through toxic relationships. I love healing. I love Jesus. Anything to do with growing in faith. Love those topics. They will never get old. I don't believe they will ever get old. I want to show up in a more authentic way. Like, I don't want it to come off like I have it all together, like I have all of the answers and like my life is like super perfect in rainbows, because it's not. I have my days. Matter of fact, y'all, I ended up sleeping with the dog on like AC on or whatever. Let me get a stand for this. Hold on. Where is my stand? Okay. So I ended up sleeping in the doggone AC, y'all, and got a cold. Okay. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, it worked. Okay. Oh. It did not work. This stand is like so complicated. Like, it just wants to give me a run for my money. Okay. Alright. But I had gone to sleep with the AC on, y'all, and your girl got sick. I like got a cold. It was really annoying. I still sound a little congested, at least to myself. I don't know if I sound congested to y'all. Let me know in the comments. But I ended up getting sick, and then I kind of just, I don't know if it's because like you know how like you don't feel good and you're just kind of like, oh, like I don't want to do anything. I kind of got into a funk. Like, after I was feeling like, you know, better, I got into a funk. And like, I'm not even gonna lie, yesterday was just one of those days for me. One of the things that I've realized on this journey is that building something takes a lot of work. A lot of work. And this whole process has been so rewarding, so amazing, yet stretching, okay? Like, the process of building a business, the process of continuing to grow, like saying like, no, like I'm not going to stay stagnant. I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to be disciplined. That requires a lot of work. And when you are spending all this time putting your energy into growing, into being better, into growing a business, into just doing what you're called to do, it takes some time before you like see the results of that. And y'all, I'ma just say it. I think I'm just like a little spoiled. Like, I feel like growing up for me, I was so fortunate, and that's like amazing. That's a great thing, you know. But in situations like this where I have to like sow and I may not reap that harvest as fast as I would like, that is a challenge for me. So I kind of like got into a funk, and I find myself like with some highs and then lows. Like life is just full of like highs and lows. I find myself in like this mood of like I'm just not content, or like I'm not happy. And that was yesterday, and I made a choice, like, because it's so funny, I ended up having this challenge that I was doing, the 7-day reconnection challenge with Alexis Hatcher. It was amazing. I ended up having a conversation that tied into that, and I was really like talking to myself. A lot of the times I tell myself like, okay, Alyssa, you get today, and then after today you're gonna get up. you get an hour, and then you're gonna get up because we have things to do. And that's a way of like acknowledging like how I feel or what I'm experiencing or whatever, but not giving myself the opportunity to stay there and not move on. Because like if I just like, there's this thing like acknowledge your feelings, and you 100% should acknowledge your feelings. However, if you acknowledge your feelings and that's just you sitting in your feelings and never getting back up, like a week has gone by, a month has gone by, 2 months has gone by, like at some point you gotta just like stop with the whole emotional thing and encourage yourself, build yourself back up, and get up, move on. And that's how I am with myself. It ain't for everybody, but that's how I am for myself. And that's kind of how my content is too. Because yes, I'm going to empower you and encourage you and all of those things, but I'm also like, come on girl, get on up, it's time. That's just me. It literally is me. So I told myself yesterday, okay, you get today, but tomorrow you're getting back up. So I got back up, and I had wrote this journal entry that I shared on my channel. Actually, I'm gonna try to put it on the screen, but it was talking about things that make you like happy, content, and joyful in a season where like I'm building. There's just some imperfect things because I'm building it, like I'm learning, I'm growing, and as I grow, like I get a little uncomfortable in the things that I once was okay with. Like perfect example is my house. Like outgrown my home, and I need to do some renovations. Like I need to like spice it up, that type of thing. So I'm going to be doing some YouTube content like that, because I want you to see like all of me. Like yes, I'm a coach. Yes, I talk about being in toxic relationships, how to heal, how to move on, but I also am human. I have low days, I have high days. I'm working at home like a lot of us, and like you feel like the walls are caving in on you or whatever. You're sick of how your space looks. Like I can relate to that, and I just want you guys to like come in and do life with me. So that's kind of like the update that I'm going for on my channel. But back to this journal prompt, I did a YouTube video on things that make you happy versus content versus joyful. because I've been building something and like I'm not seeing the results that I want like right away, like it's something that takes time, it's a process. The word says, do not get weary while doing good, for in due season you will reap a harvest, right? So I'm at the part of like, do not get weary. I know you've been doing this for a minute. That's kind of where I'm at. So in order for me to not get weary, I have to really do the things that bring me joy, that make me content, and like sprinkle in some happiness, you know, sprinkle in some happiness. And I have just been like building, going, that I think like I'm just like, okay, you need some joy, you need some fun, you need some happy. So I went back to that journal prompt, and today, since I was like, okay, today is a new day, you're getting up, you're moving on, I try to do some of the things that bring me joy and like make me happy. I got up, I did like a slow morning. Slow mornings are like, for me, like, so I had a slow morning, and then I actually, y'all, I decided to work out, because like, now working out don't bring me joy, I wouldn't say that, it's like a love-hate relationship, but I decided to work out because I know that like once you like get, you know, your body going and your heart rate is up, that like it kind of like helps you like release some emotions, and like it gets you energized and stuff. So I decided to work out. I did this workout with Grow with Joe. I'll put it up here. But it was so good. It went so well. I was out of breath. I was glistening, not sweating, but glistening. And that was really good. I'm going to try to like stick to a morning routine, because I do feel like that kind of like makes me more content and not like overwhelmed with everything. But I worked out today. I made me like a homemade lunch. I'm trying to be better about eating breakfast and lunch. Like, I'm the person that could literally just not be hungry in the morning, or just not want breakfast. Like, I have such a weak stomach that like, I don't know, like eating certain things when I don't want to, it just doesn't really mix very well. But I did make me a great homemade lunch, so I did that. And then I made me like coffee. I had an iced coffee, and I used like my Keurig machine. It has like this like foam latte stuff. So I put that in there, and it was amazing. And then I was like sitting here, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick up the camera today. I'm going to pick up the camera today. I'm going to shoot a video, because I have literally been like, okay, how do I start making this new content? Like, how do I start like vlogging? And I don't know, y'all just gonna get the real me. So I was like, I'm just gonna pick up the camera and do like a YouTube update video. I want y'all to know that life is not perfect. Nobody's perfect. No coach has it all figured out. I will say, like, I'm so grateful that what I teach is what I do. Like, that might sound crazy, but there's some people that will share and teach things, but they don't do it themselves, and it causes like a conflict. Like, it causes you to feel like you're an imposter. And I like started up this business, and I'm like, yes, this is, you know, what I did. I built up my faith, and I did the inner work with God. I'm going to show you how, right? And then in those tough moments, like after that, I found myself like, oh yes, I just did what that video said. Like I really live out what I'm teaching y'all. Like I really work on building up my faith and doing the inner work with God. Do I have it all figured out? No, but I'm building my faith and I'm doing the inner work with God. And like, I can teach you how to do that. Like, I used to think that, I don't know, like certain Christians just came off to me as like, they have it all together. Like, if somebody asked you, how are you doing? You know, you put up, I'm doing great. God is good. And like, you're not good. You're not okay, you know, but nobody else knows that necessarily. And I just want to like kind of like have a authentic space where you can heal, you can be honest about where you're at, how you feel, and do the work to move forward with God. And I think God loves authenticity. God just wants us to be honest. God just wants us to show up as ourselves, and that's what I want to bring to YouTube. So that is how like my YouTube is switching. I did not leave YouTube. I just took a break to reevaluate some things as my vision grows, as it expands. Like, I'm so happy to see where this is going to go. Like, it's so much bigger than me, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like, I'm so excited, y'all. One of the things I will say is I have an online shop, an online faith and inner work shop coming to just allow you to be able to do the inner work yourself, like at home. So think like journals and notebooks and devotionals and prompts and things like that, Bible studies. Like, I'm so excited about that because that's a huge part of me. I love journaling. I love pens. Like, oh, I wish I had my pen bag next to me. I don't know where it's at right now. But I have like this huge, oh, here it is. Hold on. I am obsessed with pens and highlighters, like all of this. Like, I literally go to like Michael's and get like different pens and gel pens and highlighters. Like, I have always been someone who just loves to write. I love to write, and when I found myself like healing, journaling was that thing, okay? When I got saved, journaling to God was a thing. I still do that today, so it's a huge part of me, and I'm so glad to like add that to Nouriched Soul. I'm so excited. I'm like, just the vision, like God is amazing. So if you're rocking with like the new type of content, make sure you like this video, comment below, let me know, and subscribe, y'all. Subscribe, click the bell so you can be notified when my next video drops, okay? So until next time, y'all, happy healing.